Virgo, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. Like always, we're going to put down the baseline and then we'll clarify. And as usual, these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may or may not suit you, right? They may or may not resonate. So take what resonates, leave what does not. And if it doesn't resonate at all, again, perfectly normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. All right. What's going on, please, for that Virgo collective? Show me Virgo, show me Virgo, show me Virgo. Show me that Virgo energy, please. What's going on for Virgo? I still think about and reflect upon your last Sunday shuffle. It was very interesting. Very interesting. The Magician. Crossing. The Star. Interesting. Some very strong components in there. Let's keep going. Hovering. Queen of Wands. Relevant past. King of Cups. Exiting. Defensiveness. Oh. How interesting. Before you, the Empress. Oh, I had to reposition the board. That way people could actually see the other half of it. The King of Swords, Strength. Eight of Pentacles, the environment. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles, hopes and fears. Interesting. Outcome, strength, good, good. There's some really beautiful components in here. I've hesitated a couple of times. There's so much strong-willed energy in here. Beautiful, well-intended. I want the best within me. I want the best outside of me. I got a lot of central figures here today. Queen of Wands, King of Cups, the Empress, the King of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. And depending on who you're talking to, the Magician. I see him more as the actual action of understanding what we want, and thus we pull it in. Okay, well, let's begin from the beginning. Your current energy, the manifestation. Okay, cool. What you manifesting? We'll see. The thing is, I'm going to advise you like I advise everyone when I see the manifestation. We want to know that it's correct. Right? Is this what you really want? Is this what you really desire? What's crossing you? Have you accepted what you really desire? Are you hesitating? Do you know what this is? Do you know what the star is to you? It's no easy thing to reach for the stars, guys. It's a nice, catchy motto, I grant you. But it's no easy thing, so we want to make sure we know what your star is. Otherwise, you'll reach for something that's not there, or you'll only get parts of it. What's hovering around you? The Queen of Wands, your passion, your desire, your ambition. Relevant past, King of Cups, heart space. Exiting, defensiveness, Seven of Wands. Your defenses are lowering. It's interesting. Before you, the Empress, sense of fulfillment, the embodiment of all. Right? All right, King of Swords. Like I said, your strengths, I have made up my mind. Eight of Pentacles, your environment. This could be straight up work as in financial security, especially since it's in the environment position. The Queen of Pentacles, hopes and fears. Do I know my self-worth? Do I know my self-value? Am I executing that accordingly? Do I know what my worth is? And the outcome is strength. Well, let's find out. Indeed, let's find out. Let's see that Magician, please. Show me the Magician. Show me the Magician. Show me that Magician, please. We have just a little bit of a cool front here in Texas. They take it. You get out the sweaters. We don't have much opportunity to wear them. We don't have too much opportunity, so it's like, ooh, there's a breeze. Let's get a sweater. It really is like that down here. Let's see that Magician, please. Oh, I love it. I never sleep so well. I'm not a good sleeper, but I never sleep so well as when the weather cools the heck down. And then I'm like, oh. The Magician for the Magician. Ooh. The will to want in you is very high. The Emperor, Ace of Cups. You want your equal. Wow. I don't think you guys have been really catching my attention lately, Virgo, honey. You're saying you want your equal. Very, very, very much you want your equal. A brand new opportunity in love. But the embodiment of empowerment. So here we have the classic divine connection that the Emperor... You have to excuse, that's my coffee maker. Poor Taurus. I had to relate what they were seeing or what I was seeing for them in reality, so I used a coffee analogy, and I'm like, now I want coffee. So that's sputtering you here is my coffee maker. It's like, because now I want a coffee, right? So if you hear it ding, coffee's done. All right. So the Magician for the Magician. Ooh, baby. You know, the Emperor, the Ace of Cups. You want your equal in love. And you're pulling it in at a magnificent rate. So you, baby, you better know that you want it. Because I got an Empress ahead of you. The Divine Couple, the Power Couple, the Classic His and Hers, Sex is Relevant Tarot, but you see what I'm saying. The Divine bookends, if you will. Everything begins here and ends here. Those two. You want your equal. Your heart is bold as brass, I must say. So let's make sure you know what you want. Because at the rate you're manifesting, you will get something. You got to know that you want it. And here's what it comes down to: love. You want love. A big old cup of it. Let's see. Because you, honey, well, you think of the universe as Santa, you put in your Christmas list like 100 times. Let's see what you get for Christmas. Show me that star, please. Show me that star, please. Show me that star, please, for Virgo. It's in your crossing position. You need to know that you want it. Have you completely defined it? Do you know what it looks like? Are you open towards it? Oh boy, let's take a look-see. 5 of Wands, the World, the Wheel of Fortune. You're saying you have to give up on that. You're saying that there's something here you strongly desired, but you can't point it in that direction. 5 of Wands, the World, the Wheel of Fortune. There's a star here, you're saying, but all right, you're supposed to give up on it. But honey, the way you're manifesting is so incredibly bold and bright. So you just, dear universe, give me whatever you got. Because you're saying that there's a star here that you understood was accessible to you until it wasn't. Time has passed. Frustration here. Rejection, 5 of Wands. Yet you still want it. Very much. Even while you recognize that it's not yours to pull from anymore. Interesting. That just got my attention. Show me that Queen of Wands, please. The energy that influences you. Show me that Queen of Wands, please. Show me that Queen of Wands. Show me that Queen of Wands. Show me that Queen of Wands. Show me that Queen of Wands, please. Show me that Queen of Wands. Seven of Wands, the blockage, the Knight of Cups, Temperance, time has passed. It's almost like you're telling me I should have lowered my defenses. I should have said how I felt. It's not that you didn't have the nerve. You blocked yourself. 7 of Wands. Your 7 of Wands is now on the exit. So, 7 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, Temperance. The Knight of Cups being our most romantic self, yes. Emotional vulnerability, more to the point, guys. It's not just about sweet, honeyed words. It's taking something out of me to express this. But I want to, because it's real and authentic. But it's vulnerable, sweet. And yeah, it's a touch shy, apprehensive. You're saying it was really hard for you to get into that particular space, but it wasn't for lack of nerve. No, no, no. The Queen of Wands is all about nerve, honey. She's rock and roll, you know. And the King of Wands, too. They're saying that I had to block it. I had to block myself from saying Temperance, and I kind of consoled myself over and over again I had my reasons, is what you're saying. I had to have reasons over and over again to not express how I really felt. I wanted to. It wasn't for lack of nerve. You're making that point very clear to me. But you did block. You felt the passion for it, and you felt an emotional surrender to it. And just when you got to that point where you could surrender to it, you would have to tell yourself, no, you may not. You would not allow that vulnerability to come through. You talked yourself out of it time and again. But it's still with you. That hasn't gone anywhere. In fact, I see your 7 of Wands exiting. Let's do that King of Cups first, and then we'll jump on over there. Your relevant past, the King of Cups. Show me that King of Cups. Show me that King of Cups. Show me that King of Cups. Let's see that King of Cups, please. Show me that King of Cups. No, don't get shy on me now. Let's see that King of Cups. You're like, but that's what I do. Don't. Ten of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords. Okay. I had a huge heart space for this. Somebody did. And a willingness to work through things. But the approach was not correct. It got shut down. Emotionally, somebody wanted to work through this because they loved it, but it came out as a form of action and perfunctory. I will take care of this, or it will get done. And it came from there was a time or call not too long ago where there was a call for action. And instead of answering it with the Knight of Cups, we went full into Knight of Swords. Work mode. Work mode. We approached this, whatever it was, constructively, yes. But we approached it from, I have to take care of this, even though it was meant to be softer. Again, I'm kind of seeing the after effects of someone who perpetually got used to shutting down their emotional self or vulnerable self towards this. Okay, and they're very used to it. Temperance. Passion's not the issue. It wasn't the nerve, but we blocked it. The vulnerability. So, when we needed to operate from that space the most, somebody approached this like it was a job they had to take care of. In other words, it was all sharp elbows and instead of this. It was, get out of my way, I'll take care of it. I'm working through it. And as a result, it caused pain. Possibly an ending. Let's see that Seven of Wands, that's exiting. That wall that you put up between you and what you felt. That wall you put up between you and what you felt is exiting. Show me that Seven of Wands. Show me that Seven of Wands, please. Show me that Seven of Wands. Is there no better smell? Is there no better smell, my dear Virgos, than the smell of a fresh brewed cup of coffee? Specifically, pecan mixed with hazelnut and a dash of cinnamon. Then on a cold morning. I say no. 'Tis no better smell. This is the best time of year. Oh, it's the best time of year. I love it so much. Nine of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Hermit. That blockage at Seven of Wands that stood between you and your heart's desire, let's just say it for what it is. Let's just say it for what it is. The blockage between you and your heart's desire, I know, or I believe I know where it was coming from. The parts of you that have a hard time giving yourself permission to fulfill your own wishes and to love yourself. You know, it's pretty straightforward. The Nine of Cups, the Hierophant, the Hermit, those two are major players, guys. When they work well together, they work well together. And Nine of Cups, sense of wish fulfillment. This is my emotional destiny. This is what pleases me, but more than pleases me, who I love is a reflection of how I love myself. So when you could not be vulnerable with this, you are not allowing yourself to love yourself by expressing it to someone else. You see, everything begins with the self. So if we're able to love someone else, it's because we know we love ourselves first. Okay? And in this blockage with that Seven of Wands, that wall came up between you and your heart's desire constantly. And there's parts of you, and you're here, the Hermit, next door to the Hierophant, right there. Those two would be great neighbors. I would think. I would think they'd be great neighbors. They're such beautiful, beautiful, deeply spiritual, reflective, contemplative, just so beautiful. Looking and reflecting upon those parts of you that say, I can give myself permission to do this because I love myself. You have a hard time of loving yourself, never mind expressing it. This is what would please me, and I acknowledge it. Therefore, I give myself permission to do so. That wasn't there. Many times, it wasn't there. Again, it wasn't for lack of nerve, honey. That wasn't it. I almost called you sweetheart. I don't know why. I have no idea why I almost called you that. I literally almost said that wasn't the problem, sweetheart. I had to catch myself. It's like, I don't know you like that. I don't think I do. I don't. I was like, I'm sorry. It's one thing when you live in the South. Everybody's, honey or sweetie or whatever. Even sugar. But sweetheart, it's a little bit more specific to somebody. I don't know why I almost said that to you. That wasn't the problem, sweetheart. No, it wasn't the problem. You allowing yourself to love yourself first and acknowledging. The Hierophant acknowledges the love he has for himself, the wisdom to know it, you, the Hermit, and to allow it to come forward, just like I can't. If I love myself, if I express my love to this situation, person, I have to acknowledge that I love myself too. And you're saying you had a hard time with that. You opened up with a blaze of glory that is admirable. Very. I was like, dang, nobody needs to be messing with that Virgo. The Magician, for the Magician, Ace of Cups, the Emperor, you manifest your equal in love. The Star crosses it. Five of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, time has passed, and you're saying, it frustrates me because the world happened to this, time's up. Time's up, I'm not allowed to manifest this star anymore. Cycled out, and it pisses you off. And I'm seeing the reasons as to why. At some point in our relevant past, we had an opportunity to put work into this, but we approached it with a sword. But what you did try to do came from the heart, but for some reason, it came executed through a sword, a Knight of Sword. And I can see why. You have a habit with this particular situation of blocking your most vulnerable self. And it took you time to do that. It took you temperance to learn that. Over and over again. You have such a beautiful vulnerability in you. And I think it's what you're afraid of sharing the most. You really do. I bet to love you would be to love you deeply. I think it would be pretty easy to love you. Because you have so much emotional sincerity in you. And you say, I can express none of it. I do hope that you are cherished. The parts of you that block off towards this are so real, strong, and authentic. Very strong and authentic. You couldn't teach somebody to feel these things. You have so much beauty in you. The Empress. Come on now. Show me that Empress, please. Show me that Empress, please. Show me that Empress, please. I'm glad to see, but my point in the summary, honey, is that need to deflect, push away, or deny yourself is exiting. I'll be very curious to see when that energy catches up with you and what you will do with that. That stuff, that wall that always stood between you and your heart's desire is coming down. Fascinating. The Star. Ten of Wands. Six of Swords. At some point, the Star gets reapproached. I don't know when. I'll do a time check. The Star, you said, is out of your life and you have no choice about it. The heaviness that surrounds it exits. And what remained, or what is remained, so this is your heart's desire right here. The way you opened up so boldly. That Emperor indeed wants his Empress. The Empress wants their Emperor. We want our divine equal here. The star you said you had to give up on is not exited, not fully. It's not the way you thought. I did see an element of time attached to it, like we had plenty of time to open this door, and it got closed and it caused a great deal of frustration due to the blockages, most likely. It's not done. That heaviness that surrounds this particular Empress and star, again, it's here for both. Your heart's desire, the star that was initially crossing. Do you know what you want? And you're saying, yeah, I know what I want now that it's gone. It's not gone. The conditions for which it reappears, I could not say. I have no clue. You have to live your own life in order to determine that. It's odd to me, people watch tarot and they want an explicit blueprint. That's not how tarot works, guys. You have to make the motions, you have to take the actions, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying this is your job or assignment. I'm saying it's your life to live. So how this comes about, I don't know. I'm just saying it. That's all I can tell you. Is that star that contains your Empress or Emperor is still there, and it's coming up for you sometime in your future. And we leave the sense of heaviness behind. The blockage, the strain, the difficulty. We leave this behind in an effort, I believe, to re-engage in this star. But that sense of heaviness goes away surrounding this particular issue. It's kind of like, why was there ever any heaviness around this at all? Right? Excellent question. King of Swords. Your strengths, making up your mind, 100%. Show me that King of Swords, please. Show me that King of Swords. Let's see what you are determined upon. Show me that King of Swords, please. Show me that King of Swords. Show me that King of Swords. Show me that King of Swords. The High Priestess, the Five of Swords, King of Cups. Beautiful. Ah, that was incredible. That was incredible. But it's through my eyes, so you may not see it that way, but it is to me. So that's incredible. Remember that King of Cups back there in your relevant past? What we meant to convey and act through the heart, we took a very perfunctory, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to crash in there, work, work, work. We treated whatever this was as work, and our reaction to it created the heaviness and the strain, the breakage possibly. But it was meant to come from this guy. But it wasn't. But how could it be? The King of Cups personal knight is the Knight of Cups. And what have we said was the difficulty from this whole time? Active blockage. That blockage is waning. Thus it opened you back up to this particular star. Do you see how one affects the other? As one particular energy exits, we can see the positivity rise elsewhere. So that tells me you're learning and that you've made strides. Again, I don't know how it gets connected back into reality. You haven't shown me that, and that means perhaps you don't know yet either. And we jump on over here to King of Swords. I'm like, well, what does he know? He is openly acknowledging that when we weren't listening to our heart, that it was a form of self-sabotage. That's incredibly honest. Very honest. Okay? Again, I'm not accusing anyone. I'm not putting a bill of judgment on anyone here, guys. I'm here to understand the cards of the cards. Some of you will not identify with this at all, and that's perfectly fine. It's for whoever needs to see it, but it's not judgment. I just want to understand so I can help you. That's it. I'm not assigning blame, and if it's a them or they, it's a them or they. You would know best. I'm not going to argue with people on that point. But what I'd like to give the Virgo I'm looking at credit for this. So that means, by giving you credit for this, this also has to be true. Okay? The Virgo I want to give credit to says you realize something really hard and you're taking responsibility for it. You choose to. That when we treated this like a rush job, we're going to fix real quick, which led to the breakage as well as the pain because we weren't using our Knight of Cups, which again, he was blocked this whole time. You realize that this was a form of self-sabotage. We weren't listening to our intuition when we were supposed to be using our King of Cups. Here's the open acknowledgement of it with the King of Swords. So you're saying you're doing a better job of listening to yourself in terms of the truth and regarding your feelings around said truth. You're saying and you admit that you understand what led up to the break, the proposed break of this star. That's why I'm saying your Seven of Wands exit. That's why I'm seeing the defensiveness exit. The need to block is exiting. Because when this guy learns something, he can't take it back. What he does with it is completely different, but that's a really strong acknowledgement. So Virgo, I want to give you full credit. That's beautiful. That's amazing. Not easily done. I know some people who are still in denial about their feelings to this day, and it's like my actions or inactions did not lead up to that. Okay. And you'll still be watching tarot how many years from now still feeling unresolved about your issues. So that's why I want to give the Virgo I'm looking at full credit. And you'll be that person who's not watching tarot in how many months from now, because you won't need it. You'll be re-engaging with your star, your Empress or Emperor, the one that you so boldly and to this day still manifests from your heart. In order to get what you really want, you have to A, know that you want it. You said you did know you want it after it exited. Okay, fine, that happens all the time. And B, if there's any outstanding issues between you and your heart's desire, the willingness to see a role in it, that way you don't repeat it. Those are pretty much the key ingredients to success. It's really simple. It's actually incredibly simple. You want the best. Allow yourself to accept the best. You want that love. You need to know that you love yourself enough to take it, and that it means something to you. You have your reasons for fending this off. I just know that when it exited, you did a very powerful oh. I had no idea how much I wanted this until it was gone. The Magician, the Emperor, the Ace of Cups. You want that heart space and you want it bad. That also means you have to openly acknowledge that you want the love for you first. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the Eight of Pentacles, your environment. Now, this could be in general reference to your finances and your surrounding principal environments. The old give and take, contributive energy, time, energy, and effort. Okay. Taurus showed me that towards the end, but it was in reference to what they were willing to do and put in the work for self-empowerment regarding a strong connection. The Pentacles, and the reason I say that is because the Pentacles to Earth signs, I have no idea. You guys put so much into that freaking pentacle, you know, eggs in one basket type thing. And typically with that Earth investment, I put so much of myself into this, therefore I get this back. And sometimes you guys have no idea how much you put into it emotionally. But you're like, this is the 3D measure, therefore my emotion should be in proportion to it. Sometimes it is, don't get me wrong. That's the benefit of being an Earth sign. It's one of your power structures. I understand that this is a construct at work, and thus I put these portions of myself into it. Beautiful. But when it comes to the stuff that's deeper and more challenging, frankly, I never know what the hell's in there sometimes. Case in point. Three of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. There it is, Seven of Pentacles. See? I was already say, you're going to show me some monetary stuff, and in a way you are. You have a garden that's successful. It seems to be in maintenance mode, so there's that. It's in reassurance. In this respect, you're showing me a huge sigh of relief. You are very comfortable with that Queen of Wands energy when it comes to your practicals and your 3Ds. You're saying, in this respect, Christina, even though it's here and it's there, and that is a lot of here and there energy, Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and Seven of Pentacles, but you're like, yeah, but I'm used to it. It's mine. So some of you have multifunctioning roles, multifunctioning roles. That would be the best way to describe it. And that's when your energy's out, it's on point, you're driven. You're driven in your financial world and your security world. It's back of hand energy to you. You don't even question it. Your Queen of Wands has no problem accepting this environment. In fact, you cultivated it. You knew what you were doing, and you do so with confidence. And it's not over-the-top confidence. Your confidence in your 3D environment You're like, yeah, I got all these things in play. I know, I set it up that way. I'm cool. That was my choice. I got the energy for it. Look how busy you are. You got energy here, there, just about everywhere. But you're also saying, yeah, that was my architect, though. That's what I chose to do. So some of you are very multifunctional Virgos. I mean, talk about getting it done. There's an organization element in here I can't quite see. I want you to stay on top of that, though. I can tell that you rely on other people to do their parts and that you're okay with that. I feel like somebody's slacking off, though. I don't know why. I don't want that to roll up on you later, so just FYI, okay? But yeah, no. But do you see the contrast in your Queen of Wands when it comes to your emotional self? Block. I want this too much. I'm not comfortable with it. Your 3D world. I know what's up. Big difference, eh? Big difference. So in that sector, everything looks well. It looks steady. I have this weird feeling over here, though. There's somebody in your background that's fallen short. I don't know how aware of it you are yet. Right now you seem to be assuming everybody's doing their job. I want to say, I don't know why they'd be telling you this. Like I said, you're multifunctional, I believe, so you might wear many hats. One is which of the absorption of particular information. I have, excuse me, a reason to believe somebody will be exiting in your work structure in November, December. It could be final notice, or they need a lot of time off for not just the holidays, guys. I don't. But the lack of work is already starting to show. I'm sorry, that's so specific, and I don't know where the hell it's coming from. I'm obligated to report what I get. I think even you've been contemplating that person's work. Like, what's going on with them? Slacking off, they're getting lazy or sloppy, or they're turning in reports like a week late. That person, I feel like they're contemplating. That's not in the cards, guys. It's what the impression I'm getting, and I have no idea why. I'm supposed to relay it back to you. All right, let's see that Queen of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. Show that Queen of Pentacles, please, and the hopes and fears. But just, again, what I saw here was an interesting contrast to your Queen of Wands, your passion, your sense of drive, right? That trailblazing. The vulnerability stuff, the emotional stuff, you feel it. And it feels weird and alien to you. I think you're just someone who's used to kind of executing orders more, maybe. That seems to be comfortable for you. Unfortunately, whatever this is required a softer night. But I can see where it was coming from. And you will too. Let's see that Queen of Pentacles, please. Hopes and fears, hopes and fears. Do I know my worth? Do I know my value? You worry about this. The Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, the Four of Cups. Did you know when this exited, this going back to this Wheel of Fortune, you're saying time has passed and it took time for that particular star to exit. You weren't happy about it. Again, it's kind of like, now that it's closed off, I know how much I want it, that kind of thing. You contemplate this Wheel of Fortune, the time it took, and your Hierophant energy is here twice. When it passed out of your life as you best understood it, was that a good thing for you or not a good thing? And we didn't quite understand that until, again, after it happened. And when it had exited, it made you feel poorly about yourself. So again, we kind of had a rough learning here. I'm not saying this is with you all day, every day, but it's kind of like my having allowed this to pass out of my life. Is that a reflection of me and my self-worth? The answer is yes. It's just, I think you're taking it in a very harsh way. When you're used to rejecting what your heart desire is, and you're not used to consulting you on your feelings, again, not an insult, guys, so don't take it as one. You know, when you're used to blocking love of yourself and the interests of other people or situation, places, circumstances, you name it, you can't help but wonder when you reject those things, is that a reflection on you? In a way it is, yes. You will accept the love you allow. What's the love that you allow? The reflection of you. Your sense of self-worth, care, and love of yourself. Do you know what it is that you're worth and love? Not just in the pentacle world, guys. So when time passed and the Hierophant wasn't any wiser to wear about what he could give himself permission on, you can't help but reflect. Am I rejecting this or accepting this? Is it a reflection of me? Yes, the answer is yes. It is. So now that you know what it is you would want from this, or that you would summon from it, what does that say about you now? That you want the best available to you in terms of love, or that you would reject it still? You know? Just more stuff on your mind, honey. Hopes and fears. I think that's a reasonable... I think it's reasonable. Outcome. Strength. Show me strength, please. Show me strength. Show me strength. Why is it so unfathomable to you that this is for you, or could be for you? I understand this is a very common marker in people. I didn't understand how much I wanted this until it exited. Because it's almost like you're saying, I'm manifesting this much too late. It already exited, Christina, that star. It's not. Again, I can't quite see when you start engaging with it again. I just know that the frustration towards it dies. That means for them too. It's a huge admission on your part that when we weren't listening to our intuition, thus we weren't acting from our heart, and we knew that we were supposed to, but we didn't allow it to happen. Don't act from the heart, just attack it like you would at work, that kind of thing. You admit that to yourself, and that was a huge admission. And we're learning a lot about self-worth and where it is we don't hesitate versus where we do, and what does that say about us, you know. Four of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. You know, where we held back from working on this in a good, healthy way that you can recognize, we're going to start giving ourselves to it in a constructive way. Four of Pentacles, we're used to holding back, hanging on. Eight of Pentacles, the active constructive work for which you are familiar. Okay, you showed me the Eight of Pentacles over here, but the approach was wrong. You see that now. And now looking at it from a Four of Wands, a more cohesive concept of relationship building is with you. In that sense, this is what it should look like. This is the kind of effort that should be put into it. You're feeling your way in this and building your way into it. That says this feels okay. This feels pretty good. That's interesting. I want to jump back over here to this Empress, who is still your star. They're still your star. And moving away from that sense of pain and disappointment surrounding it, frustration. Where are we? Okay. Immediate future. Immediate. Let's take a look at that. They're still with you. You're saying it's taken strength, Christina, to put my real self into this, but it's your real self that counts. I would like to see your heart in there too. I would. You're saying that was the number one thing. I don't know why I looked down right there and said within 3 years. Wow. For some of you. Stars take time, honey. Stars take time. Okay. Oh. In autumn, this fall, you started to work on these things within a year. For some of you, February will be important. For some of you, May will be important. And on a rainy day. A year to this autumn might be significant, but within the year from autumn, okay, a year from this fall, to next February, to next May, and then for some reason on a rainy day. I feel like for some of you had some very strong insight. You knew that there was a moment when you could have worked through this from a loving space instead of I gotta take care of this space. But we're so used to blocking our feelings towards this. For some of you that hits you on a rainy day. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. Good. I like your outcome. I would, however, like to see more feeling in there. But your real sense of working self is in there too. The moon. Death, the Hermit. There you are. The Moon, Death, the Hermit. Putting an end to the shadow side. That's going to take some time. Putting an end to the shadow side. Coming to terms with it. Like I said, you're learning quite a bit. What about it? There it is. I was looking for that something, honey. I don't get me wrong, I love the metaphor stuff and the lessons and the learned, but I need sometimes an anchor point that tells me what the hell's going on. I needed to see the bridge. And that star, that's not completely done. There they are again. Where did I see that Four of Wands, guys? That relationship energy, tying back to the Empress. Six of Wands, feeling actively good about this relationship and actively constructing towards it. It is a decision, however, to open up. You have to know that you want to do this. Again, I would just... You manifested so strong the Ace of Cups, and you showed me the trepidation around your Knight of Cups. Are you still finding it difficult to be vulnerable with this person? That's something we need to come to terms with on our shadow side. Page of Cups and opening up just a little bit, opening up the heart space into a more authentic place of I feel, as opposed to this is what I want to do or what I think I should do. A little bit of Page of Cups can go a long way, guys. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm not assigning responsibility to anyone. If your first thought is they're this or they're that, I'm not talking about them or they in that respect. I would never encourage you to do anything that is bad for you, that makes you feel bad about yourself, or put either these connections help us learn and grow, and thus it's worth it, or it's not. There it is. I would never encourage you to do anything that puts you backwards. So I'm not talking about that. I don't really do revenge tarot, okay? Stuff comes up and I'll tell you, be like, probably not, Virgo. That one don't look so good. I didn't see that here. You two had a falling out, to put it mildly. There's more than a falling out. On the surface, it presents itself as a cycle filled with unresolved pain. What's behind it has so much more attached to it. If something was, or someone was not promising, you wouldn't be showing me the work you're willing to put into yourself in order to understand it. It'd have no lasting impact on you. There'd be no residual effect. By the time you're ready to work and put work into this, you will be. It's that heart space. It's that heart space. The thing you've always had a hard time giving yourself permission towards in this. It's there, it's always been there. And you got really good at blocking it. You don't want to do it anymore, because every time you block your heart for this, you just block yourself from what you really want and who you really want to love in this life. You know? Okay. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.